So I'm way behind on recording these. I figure I'm going to just at least knock one out right now. This is Lore 24. This would be week 4. So at time of recording, this is almost 2 months late. Anyway, entry 22, first in week 4. Yes. The sun. Every culture has their own explanation of the sun and its behavior. Some say it is a hole in the sky and that a burning realm is glimpsed through it. Others claim it is a giant eye of a living god. There are some madmen who claim it's a sphere of fire suspended by unknown forces. What is sure is that the sun remains exactly where it is every day. It grows dark at night and bright during the day. And so that is something important about the Conquest of the Sphere setting, which is that the sun is always directly overhead. There are reasons for that, and there are effects of that. And as mentioned in here, a lot of cultures have their explanations. There are technologies that exist because of it, which I think I either have mentioned or will mention. The use of glow globes, which I know I mentioned in my last video, is common inside because the light is always going directly down, but mirrors and like quartz and things like that to bring light into parts that are not directly shown upon by the sun. That is an important way of designing homes, that sort of thing. So that's the sun. 23, and this has been a while since I've written these, so I don't even know what I'm about to read. So 23, Krale. I'm assuming that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. These large, mostly docile reptiles are kept by some farmers with lots of water on their land. Krale prefer shallow water where they wallow and float. Though wild Krale are quite dangerous, with poison spines and sharp teeth, they become docile and lazy when their poison sacs are removed. They are expensive to feed, but their eggs can fetch a high price, being made into a dish simply known as Big Egg. Their poison sacs, too, can fetch a price. Krale are rarely eaten as far as their flesh goes, but their meat is an ingredient of a traditional soup called red trill. Looks like this. So, yes, day 23. Let's see, we have day 24. The Wall of the World. A mythological edge of the world is, this mythological edge of the world is often described as a stone wall reaching higher than the clouds. Legend says it was put there before even the first folk in order to keep the other, that's a proper noun, the other out of Eta, the world. Some believe it was to keep the Una and the Yarrow inside. The Wall of the World features in many of the more outlandish myths, including tales of boy, when I do write this sometimes I have a hard time seeing what I say. I believe it's supposed to be unwary. Let me try to write a W that looks at all like a W. All right, so anyway, outlandish myths, including tales of unwary adventurers being tricked into going over the wall into the nightmare lands beyond. There are even stories of strange people who make their home on the wall itself, living sideways. Okay, day 25. The Black Veil, an organization that goes by many names. The Veil is a semi-secret semi-secret organized crime syndicate. Blackmail and extortion are their primary means of maintaining power, but they are not above theft, murder, counterfeiting, sex trafficking, or drug distribution. They operate primarily in Graves and Aranum. but have some presence throughout Gervais's sphere of influence. There are rumors that they work in Don as well, but given Donite culture, it seems hard to believe. The Vale tends to keep its business shrouded so as not to upset the church and the nobles. 26. Day 26. City Theater. Though the part of the city theater typically seen by patrons is somewhat modest, if well appointed, the theater is in fact a sprawling complex that takes up a great deal of land. It is like a small city with manufacturing, gardens, apartments, and more. Several hundred people live within the walls. Singers, dancers, actors, painters, writers, and more live alongside tradespeople, cooks, cleaners, stagehands, teachers, accountants, and more. The city theater is in the Tontis district of the city, this is in Gervais, where the elite live. The royal palace is not far away. Day 27, the Span, sometimes called Span. Boy, I tell you what. In a local accent / dialogue. Okay, I've written it so I can't even read it. Anyway, the district between the old city of Gervais and Tontis, when the latter was annexed, apologies, my handwriting's terrible. Anyway, the idea is that the Span grew. There we are. The district grew between the old city of Gervais and the Tontis district when the latter was annexed. Yeah, I can read. When first being built, it was on a grid pattern, but fires, floods, and generations of immigration turned it into a warren of twisting streets, alleys, and tunnels, not to mention the upper city on top of the city that covers the rooftops of the Span. You can find nearly anything in this district, legal or otherwise. Gangs, religious orders, artists, and aspiring business people fill every block. There are secrets behind every door. This is the beating heart of the city, even if Gervais's lords and masters don't understand that. And finally, we go to day 28. This is Shrito. Truly a city within a city, this district of Gervais is a walled-off ethnic enclave. The Shritoans are renowned engineers and smart enough to pay homage to the twins and the church. Yet they have their own religion, which they keep to themselves, and many unique traditions. Shrito used to be its own city, but unlike Tontis, it did not relinquish much when it was annexed by Gervais. This leads to tensions and clashes, but Shrito is an invaluable part of the city, especially because of their work in building fireproof buildings. Okay. Stumbling aside, that should be week 4, if I'm doing my math correctly. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get around to recording the next week's worth of entries. It won't be right now because I have other stuff I need to do, but I thought I'd at least try to get that one in the can. All right, take care.